Welcome to Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 99 of Fringe Fanatics. It's Wednesday. We're recording a little bit later. There was a reason for that, but the reason became non-existent here. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Needless to say, I am Chris Zane.
And I'm Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. As always, we greatly appreciate it. As we said, it is episode 99, and as we have been doing for probably about half the show now, we've been focusing on the player that has best worn that episode's number.
Today's the last one.
Today's technically the last one. I guess we could try and find 100. I don't know.
Has anybody been number 100
I
before?
don't know.
Maybe
a NASCAR or something.
Cricket or something.
Not entirely sure. But so yeah, technically we are at the last one. We're not sure. Maybe we'll start over. Maybe we'll just start picking our own. Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyways, we are focusing on Aaron Donald this week, one of the most dominant defensive linemen to ever play the game. And Chad's going to get started with a little rundown of Aaron Charles Donald.
Yeah, we do have a little recency bias here, but it's an easy pick because he is considered one of the best defensive players ever when you look at his resume. Yeah, he played for 10 seasons with the Rams. He is regarded as one of the greatest defensive players of all time, like we said. Donald played college football for the Pittsburgh Panthers, where he won the Bronco Nagurski.
Hell of a football name.
Yep. Outland and Bill Willis trophies, and the Chuck Bednarik and Lombardi Awards as a senior. Just won all the awards.
Yeah.
He was selected by the St. Louis Rams in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft, spending his first 2 seasons with the team in St. Louis and his remaining 8 in Los Angeles. During his NFL career, Donald was named Defensive Player of the Year a record 3 times, along with receiving Pro Bowl selections in all 10 of his seasons, and 8 first-team All-Pro honors, which is just unprecedented.
Yeah.
Donald was also a member of the team that won Super Bowl 56, I think is what that was.
Nice, dude.
Yep.
Yes, that might be it.
Yeah.
Fucking Roman numerals.
I think if it wasn't for the Chiefs and their Super Bowls, I would
you
not
would know where we're
any
at.
of them.
Yeah, I lucked out. We got one without Roman numerals for the Broncos.
I know,
last
the
one,
only
so,
one.
Yeah, we got that one.
Nice.
But yeah, 10 years later, we're sucking still. But continue on, Mr. Aaron Donald. We all know what he's done. I could go through year by year, but we're going to hit a little bit of the pre-draft stuff, and then we're just going to run down all of his amazing accomplishments. At the NFL Combine, Donald set the record for the fastest 40-yard dash time for a defensive tackle with a 4.68. The record was previously held by Tank Johnson, another great football name, who ran a 4.69 in 2004. He later drew comparisons to Mr. John Randall, who we have also featured, I believe, when it was his turn.
Legend.
Mr. John Randall. So yeah, Aaron Donald, one of the most dominant, one of the best. I mean, people are putting him up there with, LT, you know?
Yeah.
He's up there in, like, the perennial, like, all-timers. Chad mentioned Super Bowl champion, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Chad mentioned 8-time first-team All-Pro, 10-time Pro Bowl, Deacon Jones Award, NFL 2010's All-Decade Team, All-Rookie Team, and then his list of awards in college, where he was also a unanimous All-American, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, first-team All-ACC, first-team All-Big East, second-team All-Big East. Finished his total career in terms of statistics with 543 tackles, 111 sacks, 24 forced fumbles, 7 fumble recoveries, and 21 pass deflections.
There's a pretty cool little story here. It looks like in his early life, a native of Pittsburgh, Donald grew up as one of the 3 children in a working-class family in the city's Lincoln, Leamington, Belmar neighborhood. His father introduced him to workouts, seeking to provide more structure in his son's life. Donald himself later admitted that he was lazy as a kid, but by age 12, he and his father woke up at 4:30 a.m. and worked out for nearly 2 hours in the basement gym that his father installed in the family home. That's how you become one of the best ever. Wow. That's
kind of like
right there.
Amon St. Ra and his brother, Equanimous.
Yeah, his dad just
they're like, you're gonna
drove
work
him
out all the time at like 10 years old. It's gonna probably ruin your body, but whatever.
Yeah.
Remember that little Arnold kid. They were calling him like Little Schwarzenegger or whatever. He was
a long time ago.
8 years old, and he was all ripped.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
Did he end up having trouble with his body?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think he ended up doing steroids or something.
Probably so.
But, what are you going to do? Anyways, sidebar, but yeah, hats off to Mr. Aaron Donald. We appreciate all that you did. It was fun watching him. We're glad it's over because anytime he played our teams, he absolutely wrecked.
He was a destroyer.
Yeah, destroyer of men.
Yep.
But let us move on. We do have a guest tonight. Mr. Epic B is what we're going to go by.
That's what he goes
by on the podcast. The Breaking Tables podcast. It's a Bills podcast. He's going to be joining us here in about 10 minutes. But in the meantime, we are going to get into a little bit of headlines. So we shall do that right now.
That's it.
Headlines! Get your headlines here!
Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. A lot of sports. Now that college football is back, we got F1, everything. But we're going to start out as we usually do with the old NFL.
All in power.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
Yes, and we are giving you the business of football. And this week, there was a lot of business to be done as the Brinks truck was backing up on the regular. And a lot of it had to do with the San Francisco 49ers, really. Two big signings in the last week because I believe the Ayuk signing, if I saw correctly, happened the day after we recorded. So I think that was Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we'll start there, Chad. Why don't we, do you got that pulled up?
No, but I think it's just a little bit less than CD Lamb's a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 years, $120 million. Yeah. They were obviously in quite a stalemate there for a while, and everyone was wondering what team he was going to be traded to, although he said, I'm not going to any team, basically. He's like, no, I don't like that one. Don't like that one.
He shut down a bunch of trades.
Yeah,
Patriots,
really
Browns, Steelers.
Yeah, I guess like the Browns had a deal in place, and then he was like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
I think the best way to sum up this whole Ayuk saga, and he even admitted in a press conference the other day when he came back that he said, yeah, I think I might have made the negotiations a little harder than they need to be.
Yeah.
But I think the best way to wrap it up is like just saying like, okay, the Ayuk saga, and then just under that put like a picture of season 2 of House of Dragon. Like, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
If you watch that season, you know, okay, well, it's anticlimactic. All this hype for nothing.
Yeah. But now he joins Mr. Tyreek Hill as the 5th highest paid receivers in the NFL with an average annual value of $30 million per season. He gets, I believe, 47 million is going to be paid to him before April 1st next year. So,
wow.
That's cool. He's getting all of that pretty much.
A lot of money.
Yeah. So that's good for him, which parlays into the next one, which is we've been waiting to hear about this, and this one kind of actually parlays into our DDOE this week, but we'll wait to get to that here in a second, as that is the end of the show. But Mr. Trent Williams had been holding out as well, had not been to practice, hadn't done anything, hadn't even been to the facility, I don't think. I think actually today was his first day showing up at the facilities.
Yep.
He gets a new deal, basically. After 40 days, they finally agreed to a restructured 3-year, $82.66 million deal that includes a $48 million at signing, a $25.69 million signing bonus that will pay him a league-high $27.65 million for an offensive line this season. So he is he's there for this year at least. And at 36, I mean, that's quite the steep price for a 36-year-old, but he is one of the best.
Yeah, if not considered the best. And, but the question is, has he been taking care of his body during this whole time? He hasn't.
That's what you always got to wonder.
Yeah, has he been working out?
Most of these veterans don't really do much during training camp. There's a lot of vet rest days and stuff. So, But yeah, you do got to worry about that, and then you got to worry about injuries. He's 36.
Yeah,
He wasn't there. He wasn't getting treatment. You know, who knows?
that's a big part of it.
There's a lot to be seen.
Yeah.
But we will, see how that goes. I'm sure Brock Purdy is extremely happy.
Yeah.
As his blind side is now protected.
Yeah.
But the other big one, and this one just came across today, the Broncos made Pat Surtain the highest paid defensive back in the league. This is more of an extension, though. I don't actually think it kicks in until 2026, and which is nice of Pat Surtain to let the Broncos get rid of that Russell Wilson money.
Yeah.
That's all going to be off the books. But the deal is a 4-year extension worth $96 million with $77.5 million in guarantees. So now he is making $24 million average, and he is the top of the heap for the defensive backs in the NFL.
Right. Yeah,
And
highest paid cornerback and DB in the league right now.
yeah, he's ahead of Antoine Winfield Jr. by $3 million, basically.
Wow.
So good for his agent. His agent is now a much richer man as well. So good for them.
Broncos made some good moves in the offseason.
They did. They also I saw
Miners.
Oh yeah, Miners got paid. He's
Yep.
now like the top 3 paid guard, I think. But the big news today as well was they made Bo Nix the
Captain,
which
yeah.
I think last time they've had a rookie captain was like 1960 something.
Yeah.
So it's
Been a
been a
while.
long time, and big ups to Bo Nix. We'll see how that goes because Vegas has him at 5.5 wins this year. So
Damn, that's a slap in the face, man.
dude,
That's messed up.
Vegas is doing us dirty, man.
Right.
So, do you got anything else you want to talk about in the NFL?
I just wanted to add one more thing for Trent Williams. Someone told me the other day, I think it was maybe Josh at work, that said they had heard this stat that last year San Francisco ran to the left behind Trent Williams 70% of the time.
Oh, really?
That's how important he is.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
Christian McCaffrey is also a very happy man as well.
I just don't know how they're paying everybody, man. Debo, Ayuk, George Kittle. I mean, is there a salary cap there, or is there like a luxury tax? I mean, next year they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy.
It's just like the Broncos did with Pat Surtain. It's an extension that starts in 2 years. It's
I don't know.
there's all these workarounds. The cap is very fluid if you have a lot of cash.
I guess so. Yeah.
So we'll see how they keep mitigating that because I don't know. Eventually they're gonna have to pay Purdy, and that's gonna be $50 million at least.
Yeah,
So-
and I think that's why they were trying to trade Ayuk, because it was either they were going to keep Ayuk or keep Debo. But now I imagine next year they'll probably trade Debo.
Yeah, I mean, now that you signed Ayuk, he's kind of become expendable.
Yep.
He's also the one that, with all that he does, he's way more inclined to get injured.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you maybe get one more year out of him. Hope you can get a championship this year. See how that goes for you guys.
Yep.
But, is that it? You got anything else?
I
for
think
the
that's
NFL?
all I got. Well, let's talk about this real quick, because if
Let's talk
anybody's
about
got DirecTV,
Oh, yeah, let's talk about
we
this
are
bullshit.
without ESPN right now. This blows.
Yeah, it did kind of suck. Wasn't able to watch the FSU game last night, Monday night. Was it Monday? When
No,
was it?
Sunday night
Sunday
was
night.
the LSU USC game, and then Monday
Yeah.
night was the FSU game.
Yeah, it was Monday night.
Yep.
So yeah, we haven't been able to watch ESPN. I was under the impression up until now that ESPN Plus would get me something other than old programming.
Yeah.
But that's all it is. So
And
now I'm
it's
going
like-
to quit paying for that.
Well, there's a bunch of ESPN originals that it gets you, and whenever like pay-per-views, UFC fight nights, that's what you get with ESPN Plus.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's what illegal streaming is for. But yeah, so right now, I mean, coming up this week, Monday Night Football.
yeah.
I don't know how you're watching it.
If they don't get shit figured out then I don't know what we're gonna have to do. But
I think this is all a ploy, if you want my honest opinion, by YouTube. Just be like, look, take it off, and then we're going to get a shitload of people jumping ship coming over to us, and then we'll give you a kickback. I don't know.
yeah, that's definitely
That's my
hat.
conspiracy
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It definitely sucks because we primarily use DirecTV to watch things. So it's a little bit of a bummer. We were kind of talking about it the other day. It's like now this is getting worse than cable because now instead of just having one payment, we're going to have like 15 payments, and it's going to end up being more than we are paying for cable.
What do you mean, how?
Because, I mean, they already came out with that stat that was like how much it takes if you were to have all the subscriptions to watch. And it's like, it's an insane amount of money.
That's and I find that a little conflated, though, because that's for Sunday Ticket. Sunday Ticket's like this huge amount.
Yeah, I mean, that does take a huge amount. But still.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Peacock,
and everybody's already got
YouTube. How much is YouTube TV?
Yeah, YouTube
TV,
TV
$40.
A lot, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just adding up. But,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, most people already have Netflix, and so they added that on there. Most people already have Peacock, so
yeah.
I don't know. I prefer it a lot. I don't know. I grew up with cable, dude. I mean, for the longest time, yeah. I mean, my mom knows like there were summers where we just had like 3 channels. That's why I like Seinfeld a lot. That was like my favorite channel.
You just watch a lot of Fox 31 or whatever it was.
Not having to deal with commercials, man. Like I'll take that any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind a good commercial. I don't like to be sold.
Well, Dan Campbell was in a good commercial, man. That was funny. Did you watch that one?
I missed that one. I did see the Shane Gillis one, though, this weekend during college football for the Bud Light commercial.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
That
was pretty cool. No,
Bud Light's back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that didn't last very long.
No, it didn't.
But Dan Campbell was in one for Applebee's. It was pretty funny.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Friendly Neighborhood Grill. That's who we need to get sponsored by is Applebee's. That would be hilarious.
That would be pretty badass. Yep.
All right, well, we need to call our guest. We're a minute late, technically, so let's call Mr. Epic B. Epic B.
Get him on the line.
Get him on the line. What's up, man? Is this Epic B?
This is. What's up, brother? Is this Chad or Chris?
This is Chris, and then you got Chad over here as well.
What's up, man?
Hey, guys, give me just 2 seconds. Let me set up on my end. That probably sounds a little clear on your guys' end. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, no worries. I had to switch over onto the Rodecaster. You can do the Bluetooth and everything's all through your microphone and through the Rodecaster, and at least you get non-choppy vocals from Epic B.
Oh yeah, no, that does. I hear the difference.
Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done.
Well, man.
So what's going?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, guys. I'm doing all right. Appreciate you inviting me on. Are we live right now?
We are live. Yeah, we just get right into it, man.
We're live on Twitch right now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on.
That's right.
Fucking
we hop right in. We probably should have given you a little bit of a heads up, but so you didn't say anything, derogatory or whatever.
makes it better. And plus, I have one of these.
Oh, there you
go.
Just
in case.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. We cuss all the time on our podcast.
Yeah, we are cursing friendly, if you will. But well, man, give us a little bit of a rundown about you, how you got into podcasting, when you became a Bills fan, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, first off, appreciate you guys having me on. It's always good to collaborate and talk with other podcasters out there because we're in the same thing. We're in it to to have a great hobby that we love talking about. We're so passionate about, and so I thank you guys for having me on. But so I started, years ago, probably like 6 years ago. I started love listening to podcasts, and it just felt like the same thing over and over again. I'm like, I want to do something different. And I started Breaking Tables podcast, just wanted to get away from the X's and O's, wanted to make people giggle, even if I'm wearing my Hawk to a Here boxers. That's just what I like doing, and we've been around. I found a like-minded co-host, Tampa Neal. And it's been fun, man. It's been we work full time. We're both from Buffalo region, Western New York. Tampa Neal, Buffalo. I'm like south of Rochester, Geneseo, York, New York, which our school alma mater is. So that's how podunk it is. And I've been down here for 15 years, man. never looked back.
Nice.
Nice. So did you grow up as a Bills fan?
Absolutely. My first memories, 1990, I was 7 years old. And it was the missed Scott Norwood kick, and I didn't realize how big it was until, years later. But I remember that kick and my family's reaction. So, yeah, diehard Bills fan for a while now. I just turned 40 yesterday, so
man,
do the math.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, my guy.
Yeah, yeah, we're basically about the same age. I mean, I'm 37, Chad's 36, so we're right all in the same wheelhouse in terms of growing up, and probably one of the best times in sports, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the worst. And the worst on this double-edged sword.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it.
Well, I admire you Bills fans a lot. You guys went through a lot of heartache throughout the years, 4 in a row, and then these recent years. So, I listened to your podcast the other day where you were drinking in the pool, having a good time. I love the spirit, man. You Bills fans out there have quite the reputation. So you
uphold it.
Yeah, uphold that very well.
Yeah, definitely fun. It was Labor Day weekend. Didn't want to go inside the studio. And I don't know if you guys saw me jumping. I ended up jumping into the pool off of the roof. So I'll have to upload that next show. My pool wasn't able to charge for like 2 days. So here we are.
That's good content right there. You got to get that clipped and get it up as soon as possible,
Yeah.
get the views flowing in.
Man, sometimes it's not all about the views. It's about having a good time. The friends that we've met in tailgates. So that's the kind of difference between our podcast versus like the X's and O's and just talking about Bills and the same thing. It's like, we get random fans on. We get blue-collared fans on. We get Bills backers throughout the entire globe on. We are on a first-name basis. We know all of them. And it's just having that camaraderie and that friendship. And when you meet them in real life, Bills fans, we're like, wow, power technology allows you to be friends, and then you meet in person, it's even better. So that's why I love being a Bills fan. It's not just football; it's the community, man.
That's awesome, man. Great way to define that. I got to ask real quick: were you one of the Bills fans that were helping to shovel out the stadium last year?
I live in Florida. There's a reason why I live in. I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah, you said you've been there 10 years now in Florida?
Okay.
No, it's going on 15 now.
Oh,
15 years I've been down here. So I'm a transplant, officially a transplant. My co-host is from Tampa, hence the name Tampa Neal.
Yeah.
That's just a, stage name. But, growing up in Western New York and the friends that you build, it's, we make Buffalo come to us. We don't go to Buffalo because we don't want to deal with that snow, So I'll take 6 months of rain every day versus 1 day of scraping my windshield. All right, stop it.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're out here in Colorado. We got to deal with that sometimes. And sometimes it's real bad. And other times, we don't have too bad of winters, but, it's always a bummer when you're out there early morning scraping your window to get to work.
Well, so are you guys? All right, what are you guys fans of? Because you have me on as a Bills fan, but I don't know too much about your guys' background, which I apologize as
you're good.
Being a guest.
No, we asked you on. I don't expect you to do research on us by any means. So I am a native to Colorado. Born and raised. I am a full-time Broncos, everything Denver fan. I've been, going through it for the last, going on 10 years now, in terms of the Broncos. But Chad here moved, how long has it been, 14 years?
Yeah, 14 years ago I moved here from Kansas. I am a diehard Chiefs fan.
So you guys got a little bit of a tiff there.
You suck!
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been going to the Chiefs Broncos games here for about pretty much the last 9-10 years.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's been a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you've known each other prior to knowing very well that you guys are not opposite fan base.
No, we knew that all along.
Yeah.
He wasn't. I mean, you weren't as into it, I guess, back then. Maybe,
I wasn't quite diehard into it, and then it just kind of as you get older, you're like the world's shitty. Let's just dive into sports.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it kind of.
So what made you guys start your
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I don't mean that. No, this is a great conversation. I
Yeah,
love
you're
this.
good,
This
man.
is,
Thank you.
This is what it's all about, man. I mean, we started because, I mean, really, we would just talk about sports all the time. We used to work together. We went to school together too, as well, at the same time. And then afterwards, like, the friendship continued. And then, you know, we're sending each other, like, you know, these long, like, just novel text messages about sports. And, you know, at the end of Sundays, you know, we're talking about everything that happened. Our girlfriends basically kind of thought we were cheating, so to speak, and, like, you know, thinking, you know, who the hell are they texting at 10 o'clock at night?
Long text messages.
These paragraph messages, and we're like, we're talking about the sports, what just happened today, you know? Yeah. And that's kind of what it all stemmed from. And we kind of, like 3-4 years ago, the idea kind of started rolling around, and we were like, we should start a podcast. And then finally Chad was just like, dude, let's just do it. Like, we've been talking about it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And, so, I mean, we're kind of more of an all-encompassing, like, sports, entertainment, comedy podcast. I mean, we cover all sports, but that's kind of what we've been doing recently, and that's why we have you on. I mean, we've been trying to go through and get at least one contact from every, you know, NFL team. Obviously, NFL rules all. It's kind of the, you know, the main thing we're going to talk about no matter what, because it never stops. But we've been mainly focusing on that. But I mean, the plan is eventually just to, you know, whatever we can get going on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so
him and I
cool.
both. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying, it's amazing. Awesome story. Story. No, please don't. Don't let me interrupt. Please continue. I'm getting goosebumps over here.
I was just gonna say,
it's bringing back nostalgic stuff for me. It's like I'm like, I remember when I first started my podcast. What was that one I had?
Coming flooding back.
Well, it's kind of crazy. This is episode 99 for us. So next week is kind of a big milestone for us. We're having a guest we've had on before. He's a huge personality here in Denver. D-Mac is his name. He's been just a huge personality on the radio here in Denver for a while. And then I'm having on a Chiefs insider the same day that's got a huge following. So it's kind of touching back to like how the podcast started with Chiefs versus Broncos and our whole dichotomy kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, episode 100 is finally coming around.
It's right there.
Awesome, guys. Cool.
Yeah.
Man, did we all become best friends? I don't care if you like another team. I just it's cool, you know. I'm friends with Chiefs fans, even though they're all fucking losers. But I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
They're pretty insufferable right now. It's getting bad.
I lived not Kansas City, but I lived in Topeka, Kansas, which is a hop, skip, and away from Kansas City or whatever you want to call it.
The worst city to live in Kansas, too.
This is coming from a guy from Parsons,
I know,
Kansas.
dude. I got a cousin that lives there right now, and I feel bad for him.
Yeah, so I'm a Bills fan, and I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I will always be a Bills fan. It's good, regardless. I'll still be friends with you if you like the Dolphins. I have a lot of friends who are Dolphins fans. I will still tell them to their face they're losers.
There's just a little bit of respect behind it. Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, man. That's a lot of like why we wanted to have other guests on and stuff, because in the beginning we didn't really want to like get pigeonholed as just a Chiefs or Broncos podcast. You know, like I like learning about other teams and having another fan give me some insight and analysis on a different team without just being like, no, your team sucks. End of conversation. You know, like it's all football. It's all just a game at the end of the day. You know it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, we got some questions for your team because, you and our team met in the playoffs last year. Fortunately, the kicker woes, came along again. So we're moving on to a new year.
Damn kickers.
Yeah. So,
my cat died 3 years ago. You want to bring up some other bad memories? Yeah, thank you.
That's what I'm saying. We're moving on.
This is personal.
We're moving on, man. All right, so I feel like this first question is already starting off with that. But Matt Milano, he unfortunately suffered a season-ending injury back on August 13th. The defense was vastly better when he was out there, calling the shots. He was the green dot. How well do you think? I think it's Dorian Williams that's filling in for him, right?
That is absolute wrong information. I don't even know where you get your information from.
Okay.
Doran, like you can't. Like, have you heard of the name? Thank you, love. I was texting my wife to get
Terrell
me another
Bernard,
beer.
is that him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I tried to
stud.
find it out.
Let him have it, okay? He's a
No
Chiefs
worries,
fan.
no worries.
This is
I
warranted.
expected it, man. I totally expected it.
I don't listen. I can name 5 people on the Chiefs and
They're the worst
half
5, though.
of the people in Denver. So that's where we're at. I don't even know anybody on Denver, so don't feel bad.
Not too many people do, man. It's okay.
So, how well do you think Terrell Bernard is going to fill in for Matt Milano?
Scratch Dorian Williams.
Yeah.
I think he's going to fill in just fine. He did a great job last year, guys. Don't forget. Like, when Milano got hurt, we were all like, oh, mother. Oh, I've got a button for this. Right? And Terrell Bernard stepped up. It's a shame he didn't get all-pro. He was amazing. Look up his stats.
Yeah.
Look what he did. Dorian Williams was okay. Yeah, he had flashes. I mean, we honestly relied more on A.J. Klein, linebacker, who was on a vacation trip and got called in to play against you guys. So
Wow.
Here we are.
Well, that answers my question. Hell yeah. I wasn't aware of that. That's why I was curious about it.
Look,
Hell
he
yeah.
learned something. That's what
Nice.
this podcast is all about. We all learn, you know?
Trying to learn.
Don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
Boop.
Exactly.
Oh, I gotta get that button. I need to get that button.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta have good drops.
Sound bites.
The other thing, I mean, obviously, you guys got rid of Stephon Diggs, which I honestly think is probably a good thing. It did seem like things were kind of boiling over there, whether it be in the playoffs or just at any given point on the sidelines. You guys bring in Curtis Samuel. Obviously, he's not a big name like Stephon, but how are you guys feeling about the offense now without, the kind of energy vampire and Stephon Diggs?
I'm so sorry. You broke up the last couple of seconds. Can you say that name again? I didn't hear you.
Sorry.
No, just the last name. Just the last name.
Stephon Diggs. Like, how do you think this offense is going to look
Yeah,
now without
no,
the energy
never heard of-
vampire Stephon Diggs?
Never heard of her. Never heard of her. I have
Gotcha.
no idea who that's. Stephanie.
Stephanie? I don't know.
Diggs.
Stephanie.
Yeah. No. Guys, we will be fine. We'll be fine. And I don't want to misrepresent Bill's Mafia. We love Diggs, man. He, he's the heart and soul of the team. Don't know what happened. Nobody will know what happened. I'm sure it'll come out 20 years down the road when we win
30 for 30.
like 30 Super Bowls in a row because Josh Allen is a beast. But I'm not too concerned because we got Josh Allen behind the helm. Don't forget, we had Dalton Kincaid, rookie tight end, tearing it up. We had, Dawson Knox tearing up. And Curtis Samuel coming in, started in the Panthers when Joe Brady and McDermott and everybody was all on the Panthers squad, and he had the best season of his career with the Panthers, with that offense, with that defense, just with that team. So I see big things from Curtis Samuel because, guys, we have Josh Allen. It could be me out there, right? In my Haktua here boxers saying, throw it to me, and I would win the Super Bowl with Josh Allen. Throw it to me. Just saying.
That is true.
You guys got Keon Coleman too. And I mean, being down there in Florida, you probably saw lots of plays from him, man. I mean, at Florida State, this guy is a baller. I think he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver real fast.
That's a big take. That's a really big take.
I think so,
But
man.
I see a lot of positives. Yeah, no, that's a really big take, and I hope so. I hope you're right, man.
Yeah, I just feel like there's been a need to get more of a team. Like, everybody needs to be on the same page, and Stephon Diggs wasn't that guy. I mean, you're even seeing a little bit on the sidelines down there in Houston in the preseason already.
Yeah.
He's bitching, already about not getting targets and stuff, and it's like, dude, it's preseason. You're playing 3 series. Calm down, all right? So I get that. I do think it is probably going to be a little bit of a weight lifted off of everybody's shoulders and just like kind of a freedom to be like, all right, guys, let's go out there and let's just play football. Let's not worry about who's getting what and.
can I add, gentlemen?
Yes.
This is my internal thoughts on Stephon Diggs.
That's what we saw.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we saw on the sidelines. Yep.
So appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, no, get him out, man.
I just had to.
If I was a Bills fan, I would be thrilled that he was out and you moved on from him.
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
So funny, Dig is.
Perfect response.
Exactly,
That's funny. That's a good take. Guys, I'm sorry. I got to steal that one for my show. I apologize.
No, man, by all means.
Do it.
Do it up, man. You are
I'm going to
a
cut
guest.
this clip. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to download it, watch that clip, and I'll play it on the show, guys. For you.
That sounds perfect,
Great,
man. Hell yeah. We're honored.
We'll try and make sure to clip it so it'll be easy for you.
Oh, my God. Absolutely, bro. That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, Chad, you got one more we got one more question, I believe.
Yeah, this is another one. I know you're just talking about your boy Sean McDermott. Well, there are talks, a little bit of rumblings there. You got Josh Allen. If the AFC, AFC East is basically talked about as being a 3-team race, excluding the declining Patriots, of course. If Miami or New York and Aaron Rodgers happen to take the division this year, God forbid, do you think they finally move on from McDermott?
All right. How long do I have, boys?
Take your time. As long as you want.
I will speak a full thesis, but I'll save you from boredom. Aaron Rodgers washed up next, not worried about the Jets. They paid Tua Tagovailoa. I am one goddamn concussion from a CTE. Extra money because they have no one else that wants to play in Miami because they can't afford them. Right? I'm not afraid about them. I'm not. So we're going to win the division. But if we somehow lose the division, I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
McDermott, I personally, Epic B, Brian Van Slyke wants McDermott gone.
Wow,
that means that we're going to get an offensive coordinator. I love McDermott. I respect McDermott. We have got amazing defense under McDermott, but there are games where we lost because of him.
13
so
seconds.
if he can't turn what we did this offseason, I'm just saying, he's got to do good. He's got to do good. He's got to win us a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a bummer to start out the season on the hot seat, and you're like one of the top 3 teams in the league, basically.
Well, he's kind of in the same
it's
position
yeah.
as Zach Taylor, where you've got a franchise quarterback. You've got, they've got Joe Burrow over there, and they haven't really been able to get over the hump, and so they're kind of starting to, analysts, talking heads out there starting to raise questions. Well, you've got this franchise quarterback, once in a generation quarterback. If you can't get us to the big game and possibly win it, we need to find somebody else to, coach, basically. And you're right. He came in as a defensive guy, and he's had top 10 defenses almost every year he's been there. But in critical situations, like the 13 seconds, they seem to, fall through, and the defense just lets everybody go through.
Yeah.
But Jets, you got to look at it differently though, too, because comparing it to Cincinnati, how long has that coach been there? And what was Cincinnati's history the past 20 years? The Buffalo Bills had a 17-year drought.
Yeah.
Okay?
Very
He
true.
took it to the promised land. Took it to the promised land, called the playoffs. We lost. Boom. Next year, Josh Allen got drafted. Didn't make the playoffs. Doesn't matter because we won the division 3 years in a row with Josh Allen and McDermott. So is there a portion of me that thinks that if we don't do good for some reason, I have to blame it on McDermott. I have to subconsciously.
Well, it's the
And I
business
love
of the
my
game.
Bills and I love McDermott.
Yeah,
that?
it's the business of the game. Owners. How do you say it? The Pagulas? Pagulas. Thank you. I know that sounded like an animal
Pegasus
or something.
The Pegasus.
I know
The Pegasuses.
threw me off, but they're gonna.
That's actually more badass.
The
Carrie Pegasus.
Yeah.
definitely.
The Pegasus.
As the owners, they're gonna have to find somebody to blame, and they're not gonna blame it on Josh Allen, but they're definitely gonna probably look for a more offensive minded. But like you said, this is all hypothetical hoopla because I would imagine the you guys are probably going to win the division because I agree. Aaron Rodgers is washed up. Miami, until they learn to play in cold weather, they're not going to be able to win a playoff game.
Pretty much.
And you ain't got to worry about the Patriots. That's a laughing stock right now.
I agree. Fuck the Patriots because we've been under their shadow for years. So of anybody in the AFC, we were bullied. We were bullied into submission by Tom Brady
Year after year.
and the fucking Patriots year after year. Oh, the Jets finally got to the fucking playoff. Whoopity-doo!
Been dealing with the juggernaut of the Patriots.
Man, so it's like,
20
it feels
years.
good. I mean, right. And I'm not going to, talk shit now. Maybe to the Patriots because I've dealt with it for 20 years. You at least get 15, you little assholes.
I think you got all rights in the world to talk shit to them, man.
Yeah. Like Patriots fans, Jets fans are there. I get along with them. Dolphins fans, obviously a lot of my friends down here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm only like
sense.
20 minutes away from the Dolphins Stadium, which people don't, when they say Miami, people think Miami Beach. It's not in Miami Beach. We're like an hour away from Miami Beach, Yeah. Even though it's like 5 miles away, but down here with all the people, it's an hour and 15 minutes away.
Yeah, it's not quite Miami, and it's just humid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'll take that, boys, over any snow, unless you're in beautiful Colorado, riding down those. I'm sure you guys living in Colorado. I automatically assume, and I apologize if I'm incorrect. Did anybody snowboard or ski?
No.
I did back in the day, and then I got older, and I was like, it's painful.
My knees can't
It takes
take
too
that.
long to get in. You get injured, and it takes too long. But yeah, I did used to snowboard, and it was fun cruising down the mountains.
Nice. I just assumed everyone in Colorado automatically knows how to snowboard or ski. Just automatically, like, I live in Colorado. Cool, bro. Call the double diamonds, bro.
Yeah, that
Let's
hike
get a joint.
and drive Subarus. We all know how to do that, just like inherently.
All right, guys. If we had to be biased, can I ask a question? Am I allowed to ask questions on your show? I don't know the
Ask
format.
all you want, man.
Great. Oh, you don't know what you guys just fucking opened the door to.
We opened a can of worms.
If you guys were not okay, and I ask this all the time, if you're not biased, let's say I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan. Let's say you're not a Denver Broncos fan. Let's say you're not a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Objectively, outside looking in, okay, what would your biggest weakness be on your team? And I'm going to let everybody. But the Broncos, I don't know, is it Chad or Chris, the Broncos fan?
Chris is the Broncos fan. Chad is the Chiefs fan.
All right, so Chris can't answer this because his team fucking sucks. So
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we don't know. We have
I'm
a lot of
joking.
problems.
No, I didn't say objectively looking outside and just like if you had a pinpoint, if you were a Rotten Tomato critic sitting on your couch in your mom's basement eating potato chips, what would you say about your team?
I think I might be that now.
He is that now, yeah. The Chiefs fans are, like I said, they're insufferable. I mean, if I had to go with the Broncos, I'll tell you right now, we don't have any playmakers on offense, and I think that's a huge disadvantage, especially in the AFC West. When you look at the Chiefs, whose offense is full of playmakers, we obviously have a rookie quarterback. I'm all for that because at least everybody's in on the quarterback, and it's not, whatever, front office versus head coach, whatever it is. Everybody's all in. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we don't have any playmakers. Defense is okay. But yeah, the offense is severely lacking for the Broncos.
And
I don't even know who your quarterback is.
It's Bo Nix. He's the
Bo Nix.
12th overall pick, and he was just named the captain today. So, things are looking up over here.
he's considered, I think, the most accurate quarterback in college football history. I think
And he played 61 games in college, so he's basically like a seasoned vet in the NFL.
Didn't they make a movie about that? Like Adam Sandler, Chris Farley getting associates and been to school for 12 years or something.
The Van Wilder of college football.
Yeah, Van Wilder.
No, it's Chris Farley. He's like, you went to school for like 8 years. Was it Van Wilder? I don't know. Whatever,
Van Wilder,
but not yet.
Yeah.
Which is supposedly loosely based off of Burt Kreischer, the comedian's life. But, That's another sidebar. But yeah, we got a lot of issues. But if I had to pick one, no playmakers. I don't know about the Chiefs. It's tough when you're winning all the time.
Well, and see, that's why I can critique the Chiefs subjectively, because I can't. I'm not going to be one of those like blind faith kind of Chiefs fans. It's like, oh, our team's the best no matter what. No, I'm a realist. I love football enough to where I like to analyze it, and I know that there are weaknesses on this team, and I can say as a diehard Chiefs fan that there are weaknesses that concern me, and it is the cornerback position. We lost L'Jarius Sneed, and we have Trent McDuffie, who is an All-Pro, but he's mainly played in the slot. He's never really played outside, and so now we got these guys like Jalen Watson, Josh Williams out there who have a history of getting burnt. And so I think that's where we're going to see a lot of like yards and touchdowns kind of come on us as through the air. That's my take.
Okay, you both pass.
Okay,
You both
that's
pass.
fair.
Yeah.
We're realists here. Now the big question is back to you.
That's a good point.
What is your team's biggest, shortcoming, so to speak?
Tyler Bass, our kicker. I'm just saying. I'm not even gonna hesitate.
That's my favorite
I
player.
am
That's
so
low-hanging fruit.
my even during preseason, my gut is rumbling like it tightens up, and I'm just like, oh, Tyler Bass, even though it's only like 2.5 yards, but I'm still like, fuck,
Yeah.
Make this extra
But
point,
I mean,
please.
listen, it's we can all, whenever we lose games, we always blame somebody like this. Oh, it's this person. Like they're all team, right? They're all
Mainly
team.
the refs. That's
And-
usually who's always to blame.
Listen, that's one thing that everyone in the NFL can agree to.
Yeah.
Fuck the refs, right?
Yep.
No matter what fan you are, unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan that has them on.
Dude, I lobbed that up, and I didn't want to say
has it on
I'm
payroll.
so glad that you just knocked that one out.
There's
of
a
the
lot of
park.
stats that refute that claim, though. Lots of stats refute
that is
that.
one way to get any Chiefs fan just going.
Because it's
Is
false.
just-
Yeah, it's literally false, dude.
It's funny though.
Guys, that feels so like weird because I can hear your voices, so I can't see you guys, and I apologize.
No, you're all
Well,
good.
we do videos, so we will have a YouTube link out.
All right. Well, I'm gonna I definitely want you guys on my show too. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
yeah,
be cool.
yeah.
I think
That'd
we'd
be
have
awesome.
a good time. Tap and Neil is he started off as a stat guy, but he's just more of the sarcastic guy, and I like to talk. I like to get in the conversations. It's
That's
fun.
what it's all about, man.
That's what we do. We get together and bullshit about sports for an hour and a half every week.
Yep. It's a good hobby.
Hopefully it turns
It
into
is.
something.
It is.
Hopefully we can make money off of it one day.
Honestly, yeah, it's fun, boys. It's fun. There's we'll talk definitely off air. You got to give me a call later after you guys hang up your show, but I'll walk you guys in what you need to do and tell you exactly what I did. I'm not saying I'm fancy or anything, but we have over close to 19,000 downloads on our podcast.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Well, it's an awesome name, too, Breaking Tables. I mean, it just says it right there.
Yeah. Straight to the point.
It is. It was fun. It was a good opportunity for me to make it. I'm like, oh, that's a good name.
Hell yeah.
It's there.
Now
right
we
for the
got a patent it. But I don't. It's we've met a lot of podcasters. A lot of I know a lot of friends who I helped start podcasts, and I know how hard it is. So I appreciate you guys doing what you're doing for the podcast community and your fans. And it's definitely good takes on both sides. I appreciate both you guys for having me on.
Yeah, of
No,
course,
man, we appreciate your time, and we'll probably let you go after this because we've already had you on for a good amount of time on your Wednesday night, and we don't want to keep you for much longer. But we greatly appreciate you hopping on. It's been fun. Like you said, we would love to hop on, your guys' podcast at any point in time. Whether you want to, have a Broncos insider or a Chiefs insider, we can do our best to provide you guys with some hot takes and information. So.
Or just bullshit.
Yeah, or just bullshit for that matter.
Yep. But if you want, man, go ahead and, we've talked about it. Go ahead and plug all your Twitter handles and wherever people can find your podcast.
YouTube, Twitter, Breaking Tables Podcast. We're, like I said, we're full-time working adults, and this is a hobby. You guys follow us. You guys like comedy. You know, we're like the X's and O's with comedy and beer, minus the X's and O's.
Nice.
There are times where we don't talk about the Buffalo Bills or football. That's the summertime. We talk about what you do during the summertime to hold you through until football starts. Now football's starting. Now we can talk about it because this is passion. This is why I did a podcast. And I'm sure this is why Chris and Chad did a podcast.
Yep.
So look us up, watch us. Who cares if you don't? You're not going to lose sleep over it. But make sure you like, love, and share Chad and Chris podcast.
Thanks, man. And
definitely.
make sure to, like, share, subscribe, and follow Breaking Tables on whatever you get your podcasts or watch it, which is basically YouTube and Twitter for you guys mainly, which I like where you just, fundled it right in there.
I honestly could talk for another hour, but I had 6 tall boys in the time we've been talking. I really got to take a piss.
I've had 1.5, and I also have to pee. But man, you have a great night. Go enjoy that pee. I hope everything comes out as smooth as possible.
It's been great talking to you, man.
Yeah, dude, this was fun. So much fun. Thank you, boys. Thank you so much for having me on. I can't wait for you guys to join us because I think we're all going to have fun. And you get to see all of our faces, folks. All of our faces together in one room. And it's going to be epic. Now, no, because you can respond better with, when you're looking somebody in the eye.
That's true.
So,
we started the just doing phone calls because I was like, it's going to be way easier and less intrusive to get people on. If we're like, you just got to call us, I don't want someone to have to worry about Zoom. But yeah, we'll talk about that. I saw a few of your clips. Saw a few of your clips. I love it, boys. Thank you so much for having me on. Call me when you guys are done with your show, and I can talk about some other things. All right? For sure, man. We appreciate it. You have a great night, and we'll be in touch, man.
See you, man. Thank you.
If you guys want more content, call me back in 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah, I bet. It's going to be off the rails.
No, I just got to piss, and I feel so rude. Listen, guys,
man.
I know.
We're
I feel
right
so
about
rude
that
for saying
time.
that.
We felt like we kept you too long, so you go take that pee and enjoy it, man.
All right. If you want to call me back on, talk more stuff about anything else, well, I'm down, but I really got to go, boys.
All right, man. Have a good one, dude. Have a great night.
Thanks a lot.
Bye. Oh man, that was Epic B. That was fun. Man.
That was
a rip roaring time.
That was a hell of an interview.
I like it. He's got the that New York, even more so than the last guy. The last guy had a pretty good New York accent.
Yeah,
but that guy had the whole attitude.
It's a little different. It's almost like he said, like a little Western New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he said they were podunk.
Yeah.
So
that was good, dude.
That was good,
dude. That was a Bills fan. Quintessential.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so funny that he lives in Tampa.
I know, right?
Miami.
Yeah.
Welcome to Miami.
Fort Lauderdale, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
Too.
So that was awesome. If you are looking for anything Bills related, I know we got a lot of Chiefs fans that listen. You might want to go get updates on their misery or whatever because. You guys seem to just reap the benefits of that. But it is time now for the music guest. And this week, it's brought to you by one of Chad's buddies, technically, right?
Kyle Anthony Norwood. Yeah.
Kyle Anthony Norwood, 3 names, not a serial killer. But that's usually protocol.
Yeah. Real good dude. Friends of him from Don's, where we watch Chiefs games. And I just found out here about a couple months ago that he's in a couple bands, and one of them's this cool kind of reggae ska band, and just nothing but good vibes, man. I love it. I like Revolution, Tribal Seeds, stuff like that sometimes. So it's good.
I listened to a bunch of that. One of the guys at the tattoo shop that I used to manage, Mantra Tattoo, his name's Gino. He now has his own shop, Live Easy. But he was really big into the Revolution, Revolution. I said that weird.
Revolution. Yeah, I've seen him 4 times.
Shows how up on the the reggae scene I am. Revolution. So I've listened to a bunch of these bands, and this band's great. I mean, it's kind of like we're going to get a little irie, if you will.
Exactly. And he wanted me to promote. They will actually be playing at a pretty good venue. I've seen a ton of shows there at Cervantes Ballroom, September 14th. I believe that's a Saturday.
I think it is. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
but...
that's the same day as the UFC.
Oh, yeah. So it's the 2024 Bumpin' Uglies tour with Tunnel Vision, the best or dubbest. I'm not entirely sure how you say that.
About that one.
But Beta Ray. Sorry, I said that again earlier. I guess that's kind of one of those tomatoes. Is it Beta or Beta?
Beta Ray.
Beta Ray, yes.
Yep.
Beta Ray is the band we are featuring, and the name of the song is True Direction.
This is a new single they just premiered a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so check it out, and then make sure to go and check them out September 14th at Cervantes. And here we go. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. Oh, and here we go.
I've been giving you a true direction while you're writing me off the page. Tried to tell you in a calm reaction while you're stealing my breath away. Like, ooh, enough. Ooh, enough. I've been showing you it's all perspective while you're trying to change the view. Tried to keep you in a time well taken while you're happy to waste the day. Like, ooh, enough. Enough. Even it, I'm sure you've been doing what you want. Like, even it, I'm sure you've been feeling what you want. Like, oh, we are. Oh, we are. I've been handing you a frame of reference while you're waiting for clouds to break. I provided you a path worth proving while you're happy to force the fates. Like, ooh, enough. Enough. Even it, I'm sure you've been doing what you want. Like, even it, I'm sure you've been feeling what you want. Like, ooh, oh, we are. Oh, we are. I've been guiding you to grace and grandeur while you settle to waste away. I've been leading you from open waters while you foolishly fight the tide. Like, ooh, enough. Enough. Even it, I'm sure you've been doing what you want. Like, even
back, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard Beta Ray, and the name of that song was True Direction, which you can find on Spotify, wherever you stream your music. And that's not the, elevator type of music. That's the good type of music.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call the elevator music. Music. Something like that.
Never heard that.
I
Yo,
don't
I
really
just
know.
realized, I know I said it, we don't really need to talk about college football, but we should preview the game, not like deep dive into it. But, dude, Michigan and Texas are playing this weekend. That's
Michigan,
a huge game.
Tejas.
Yep.
That is a huge game. We can get in that real quick if you'd like.
Yeah,
I
sure.
just deleted the my window for college football, but it's
shit.
fine. I'll get right back to it, Chad.
No, you're
big
good. I
deal.
got the notes pulled up, man.
Dude, pull them up. Get
Yep.
to it. Let's
So,
talk about it.
one thing I know you wrote down here.
I just want to talk about some crazy
which
performances.
I'm all about, because I'm glad you wrote these down, because one thing that's really badass is, like, first weekend of football, first full weekend, we got some incredible plays. These guys, week one, going up, grabbing an interception like they're going through a jet turbine. Like,
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I posted that one. Odell
Yep.
Beckham who? Yeah, because it's
Yep.
just like...
nuts.
No big deal.
Coming from a college that nobody's heard of, now we put his name on the map. You know, I think what was it? Alfred Morris was the Brett Morris or something was the name of the college, dude. I can't.
Yeah, something like that.
It was nuts, dude. I don't even know. who that
You
is.
always gotta love those ones where you're like, I have no idea. It's almost like a fun guessing game to find those like crazy colleges and just like guess where they're at.
It's
you know?
crazy. And then you got
Normally Texas.
a wide receiver for USC on Sunday night making an insane one-handed catch.
Yeah.
And then a couple of guys had some stat lines that just jump off the page. Boise State let Ashton Gianti?
Gianti? Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep, carry them to a 56-45 victory as he generated 267 yards on 20 carries and scored a program record 6 TDs.
6 touchdowns, guys.
Yeah.
He scored like all of their touchdowns.
I mean, granted, like this is week one. These guys are playing smaller schools. They want to, beat up on them to try to like get warmed up and stuff. But this dude for Arizona, Tetero.
I'm gonna try it. Tyroa McMillian.
I think you're right. We're going to call him T. McMillian.
T. McMillian.
Actually, they all called him T-Mac. So we're going to call him T-Mac. That's easy.
T-Mac.
This dude did it in 3 quarters and against New Mexico. New Mexico's not like
nobody to
they're not just a
sneeze
nobody.
at.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I don't know.
10 catches, 304 yards. Go
And
watch the highlights.
4
dude.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
By the third quarter, he could have just taken the night off and had like the best month of college
For
football
real.
for a receiver.
I mean, you watch the highlights, dude. It's not even just like he was like chipping away at it. Every single catch was pretty much a 70-yard touchdown.
and I think wasn't it? I think Alabama's quarterback had 4 completions for like 200 yards or something crazy
Oh,
like
no, I didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah.
But they did. I think it was Alabama that's got that 17-year-old kid, don't they?
Yeah, and he
Yep.
balled out.
Yeah.
And like he looks like Derrick Henry out
How
there.
is he
like,
playing
a
at
grown
17?
man. I don't know.
I was not
Well,
doing
I
that at
think-
17.
I think that's how you get like those people who are like 1 year younger type of deal, like graduated at
Yeah,
17.
probably so.
I don't know. Like he's
Started
probably
early, maybe.
maybe he starts school like in now, like September-ish.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
I don't know how that
Yeah.
works.
But,
But nonetheless,
yeah, I
fucking
mean,
wild.
We got stars in the making. That's the best way to wrap all this up. And yeah, going into week 2, huge game on Saturday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I don't believe.
Can
where's
we
it at?
watch it?
I don't know about us since we
We
have
can't watch
DirecTV,
it.
but we'll have to figure something out. I don't know if
Stream
it's
East is gone. What do we do?
Actually, no, it's back up. I've been
back.
using it back, but I don't know if for
Homeland
UFC.
Security has nothing
Yeah,
on
hackers.
hackers. You know what I mean?
College football. Where is this game at? Is it in Michigan or Texas? Do you know?
I'm trying to get there, but it always screws me because you got to go to the top 25, and that's what always throws me off on the schedule.
No, I'm trying to find it because that is a massive game.
I think it's gonna be at the end of the day on Saturday.
Yeah,
you'd
it's at
think.
7, I believe. Come on.
Oh no, this is the best part of podcasting.
Yeah,
We're trying to
We should
find.
have had it ready. But I just realized a second ago, like, oh, damn, we should talk about that
There
game.
was a few things to talk about. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. You know, I'm just gonna Google Michigan.
Oh, I've got it up here.
Tejas.
Where is it? Yep. It is
It says
at
10
Michigan.
a.m..
It's at the Big House. Oh, it's at 10 a.m.?
It's the
Oh,
early morning game,
sweet.
so that's cool because you know what that
that's
means.
badass.
We probably still can't watch it.
Why?
Well, no, it's on Fox.
Yeah, it's on Fox.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
watch it.
But that's how I watch Fox is through the direct to. Oh no, it's ESPN. Excuse me. Yeah, that's the one that's Disney's the one that's throwing all
I
that
think
for
you
a
can
wrench.
download Fox Sports TV.
No,
and
I
watch
already
it.
have
Yeah,
Fox Sports. Yeah,
So
I
think
forgot
you're
that
good
wasn't
there.
a part of it.
But yeah, we're trying to help you guys.
I'm glad it's at
Help
10
us.
a.m. So I'll be watching that.
That is a good one.
Number 3 ranked Texas against number 10 Michigan, and we should mention it is a heartbreak to Dan, but Florida State is now unranked.
They're
Dude.
unranked and they might be out of the college football playoff already.
And
saw.
I think
which is nuts that you can by week 2 be out.
DJU or what
Ugalilala.
I think he's going to drop out because Twitter just roasted him after that.
Yeah, we were
Monday
talking
night
about
game.
before. I was like, not since Trevor Lawrence to DJ Ugalilala has there been a drop off. Like, what's his name? Jordan Travis to
Yeah.
DJ Ugalilala.
But then, yeah, same thing happened in Clemson, and then he goes to Oregon State, and Oregon State didn't do very well
Transfer portal doesn't always work.
either. Yeah,
in your
he just
favor,
keeps trying to hop schools,
unfortunately.
thinking it's going to go well.
Yeah.
And man, that did not go well.
It did not, and thankfully now the first I kept calling it week 0 because I just assumed that it was. And Chad's like, "Why do you keep saying it's week 0?" And I was like, "I don't know. Why is CSU getting blown out by Texas like 56-0?
It's week
I don't
one.
know. It's week 0." And he's like, "No, it's week 1." And then I was like, "Ah, well, it might as well be week 0 because all these teams are just making a ton of money to get just murdered
That's what
and
they
just
do.
ruin your season." As you're like, "Hey, did you guys have any confidence going into the season?" Blah.
That's why
Texas
it's-
56-0.
Yeah, that's why it's so funny that like CU's like, okay, we're gonna try to do a warm up game and get a division.
Hey,
Division 2 school,
Chad,
North Dakota State?
North Dakota State's no slouch. Okay,
Oh, no,
they're
they're
good.
not.
If you're in the Dakotas, there's nothing else there
Yeah,
but football.
if you're a Division 2 school, yeah, they're good. But
hey,
yeah,
we had to squeak by them.
exactly. They still squeaked by him. But dude, nonetheless, Shador Sanders. Man, that dude can ball. And Travis
let's
Hunter.
talk about Travis Hunter real quick,
Hunter,
and then
man.
let's get off of it, NCAA. But Travis Hunter, I've never seen anything like it.
Dude, he can ball, man.
I thought
It's just
Deion
insane.
Sanders was wild. Nah,
Yeah.
dude, this guy is. I think he played all but 3 plays, 47 snaps on defense, multiple pass breakups, shut down his side of the field, 3 touchdowns.
He was getting held like crazy while he was on
Dude,
defense,
let's
too.
talk about that second touchdown.
Yeah.
He caught it behind the guy's head as he was pass interfering him.
And, yeah, the dude was pushing his helmet up. The still of it,
I'll catch it around you, dude.
Yeah.
The guy's head's here. He's like, I caught it.
I literally was watching it live. I was starting the grill, and I'm like, holy shit. How did he catch
Yeah.
that, man? I
Well,
was just like dumbfounded.
It sucks because, selfishly, I'm looking at it. I'm like, the Broncos, 7 wins, 9-10. You're picking. Travis Hunter, probably going to be right there. Not anymore, dude. After this weekend, dude's top 3 pick, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
If you can put money on it, do it right now. Futures, dude's going to be a top 3 pick.
And I don't like how they're trying to be like, oh, it's gonna be like Eli Manning, where they're only gonna go to certain teams. Like,
Shador might. I don't think Travis Hunter will.
nah,
But he's also
but-
like Deion's kid 2.0.
no, I know, yeah, but still, both of them. I don't think that's the point of the draft. It's like the military. You got to go
Yeah, you
where
don't.
you're picked from, man.
You don't.
Unless you're a man.
Eli Manning.
Exactly.
And you just say, or John Elway, you just say, nah,
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
that's true.
Guess
Forgot
what?
about Elway.
Nah. Colts,
All right.
screw you. But yeah, let's move on to Scotty Scheffler. We didn't really have we could have played a soundbite for that one, but we didn't.
That's
So
all
we're
good.
just going to. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. That interview went way longer than we
It was
thought
awesome,
it was going to,
though,
but it was a
man.
great
Yeah, it
interview.
was an awesome interview.
Fun.
Yeah, good dude.
Definitely. So, Scotty Scheffler is having the best year of golf, I think, ever right now.
Had the best year.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's
Yep,
over.
earned
but
a total of $62 million. You want to hear something crazy?
other than he made $62 million in a year.
Jack Nicklaus, I believe.
I don't. This is going to be so obscene right now. What you're about to say.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I can get it pretty close. So the year that Jack Nicklaus kind of had somewhat similar to Scotty Scheffler, where he just won like everything. I think it was a total of $13 million he won that year. I think it was like 1988, 1999 or something like that.
Which was probably like
89 or something.
Insane.
Yeah, there was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
Well, then you look at what Scotty accumulated the whole year, $62 million. All right, and then let's go ahead and let's give Jack Nicklaus a bump, and then let's do inflation. That only comes out to $35 million that he won.
He almost won that this weekend.
These guys are making so much now. It is just astronomical. And I mean, not so much these guys, but Scotty Scheffler, because he keeps winning. And you know, it's pretty cool that he did say in the talking about the FedEx playoff how, you know, because you win these tournaments, or you, depending on how you do coming up to the FedEx final, you get strokes. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He didn't like that. He thought it was kind of stupid too, and I thought that's dumb.
Like how they were giving him, like, you get like 18 strokes or whatever.
It's like if you're the number one seed in the NFL playoffs, you get a 7-point lead.
Yeah, you get
that's dumb.
you get a 2-touchdown lead to start the game. How do you like that? You're like, well, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, Kornheiser said it best too. He's like, this is the playoffs. Everybody starts at ground zero.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That was dumb. I didn't like that, but
it didn't really matter anyway. It seemed like Scotty would have won. And,
well, I mean, he would have probably lost had it not been for that, because he did fall behind a little bit there.
That is a good point. Yeah.
But nonetheless, he's now joining Tiger Woods and Dustin Johnson. Tiger did it in 99 and 2007. Dustin Johnson did it in 2020 as the only golfers to win the Tour Championship while being ranked number 1.
Crazy. It's such an amazing year. We'll remember this for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, probably. I mean, not since Tiger Woods really has their... Well, I mean, you can say the Dustin Johnson one, but in terms of just like utter... Dustin Johnson, he had a decent year. It wasn't like Scheffler's year. It wasn't like Woods'
and he didn't have as
year.
many wins. He had 7 wins this year, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Scotty Scheffler might have the weirdest swing we've ever seen. Next to maybe the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. John Daly. Nobody else comes up out of their stance like that and has their back foot swing around, but the guy is just murdering golf courses.
Yep.
And he will probably start next year out on the same trajectory unless something, happens to him.
Yeah, and he's just now getting to relax with the newborn baby that he put inside the FedEx Cup, which is funny.
Well, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Fit in there.
Yep.
Why not? Why not put it in there?
Well, hats off to you, Mr. Scotty Scheffler. Best in the game.
Best in the game, best in the world. So.
Let's finish off with some F1, and then we'll get up out of here.
Yeah, we were going to talk a little bit about NBA, but, I mean, really the big news, Steph Curry, it wasn't, I mean, of course they paid him a shitload of money.
Signing extension.
Yeah, $60-some million.
We'll say, that's pretty loyal of him, man.
$62.6 million 1 year. It is an insane amount of money, but
wild.
Hats off to Steph Curry. He's going to finish his career there. He's not going to play anywhere else. And he'll go down as the greatest shooter to ever play in the NBA in terms of the 3 points. But we were going to talk real quick. Leon Draisaitl, he got a great deal. And then we're going to go to hold on 1 second here. Let me tell you what the exact... Moving to the NHL real quick. We're not going to play the sound bites because we're trying to fly through here. Leon Draisaitl...
Chris has a show tonight.
I got a show tonight. I'm playing double duty. The show was supposed to be last night. Turns out the flyer was wrong. It's tonight. We moved the podcast to tonight to alleviate the show last night, and now here we are. And I'm doing
we did it. We moved it to Wednesday night too because Epic B said he wanted to do it Wednesday. That's why.
Oh, well...
Yeah. So
damn you, Epic B. No, it's all good. So Leon Draisaitl signed a deal today. It is $112 million total dollar figure, second to only Alex Ovechkin's unicorn $124 million signing from way back in 2008 in the early days of the salary cap where there wasn't a term on limit deals. The $14 million salary cap hit is the richest ever in the sport. It's it's not going to last for long. You've got guys like God damn it, the guy from what's his name? the other big NHL guy?
Austin Matthews?
No,
Connor McDavid?
Connor McDavid is up next year,
Yeah.
and this will fall really quickly.
Yeah, I
This
saw
is-
where Draisaitl was right above Austin Matthews. I thought that's what you're talking about.
No, yeah, that's what I just meant. Is like next is Connor
Gotcha.
McDavid, and he is gonna trump everybody. I think right now Nathan McKinnon is making like 12.5. Obviously, these numbers in comparison to the NFL, NBA, MLB are pennies on the dollars, but it's big in terms of the NHL. But let's go into F1 right now.
Let's do it. You watch this race?
The majority of it,
I
yes.
figured you did.
Good race.
Yeah.
Ferrari,
Man, they really took advantage.
they did the old one stopper.
I know.
And they pulled it off, and they did it at home for the Italian Grand Prix.
It was a short amount of laps, only 53.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer of a course, but the Pirelli Italian Grand Prix, because it all goes off miles, I think.
Well,
It's like,
yeah, because there's a lot more turns, so they weren't able to go as fast, you know.
Yeah, and that was where the tires came into a huge play. Most teams went with the two-stop technique. That's what ended up killing McLaren. As you know, the last like 5 or 6 laps, the announcers were just like, I mean, this is going to be, I don't know how he's going to get around the course, basically, in terms of Charles Leclerc, because they're like, his tires are like falling apart. You can see it, but he was able to hang on, and Charles Leclerc wins Ferrari's home Grand Prix.
Pretty amazing, man.
Yeah,
you see video and photos of Italy afterwards. I mean, dude, they said
It's like their Super Bowl.
It is, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many. It was like a Super Bowl parade out there.
Yeah.
How many people were out there celebrating?
Well, I mean, they were like, I don't know if you can hear this through the TV, but if you were listening right now when he came down the straight to win it, they're like, it is incredible. Like, the space is shaking. Like,
it's pretty cool. And, you know, he won his technical home race with Monaco and then wins Ferrari's home race in Monza, which is, you know, a legendary track. That's historic.
Yeah, so Charles Leclerc finishes in first with a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, 40 seconds. Oscar Piastri finishes behind him, and then Lando Norris finishes in third. Carlos Sainz in fourth. Lewis Hamilton, hello Juno, ends up in fifth. Max Verstappen in sixth. And I read something today that he says Red Bull has turned that car into a monster.
Yeah.
It is no longer what dominated all of the Grand Prix last year, or all of the Grand Prix.
He says he
year.
knows what he says he diagnosed what's going on with it. They think it's a balance issue, but he says that there's no way that they can be competitive until the United States Grand Prix in Austin, which is like in October, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you thought they would have figured this out over the summer break.
would think so.
You look at what McLaren did, and even, I mean, Ferrari, I think if it wasn't for their one-stop strategy here, they would have lost to McLaren, whether it be Oscar Piastri or, you know, Lando Norris, sorry. Had a little bit of rain fart there. But whether it was either of those ones, they would have probably won this race. But yeah, the one stop just it
I can't believe they lasted, man. It's unbelievable.
It really was. Like, you're like watching it like, oh man, like I don't know how they're gonna keep the pace up, and they managed to do it. They finished 2 seconds ahead of Oscar Piastri, which, I mean, that's like probably like 1 or 2 turns in terms of actual you know, course time and distance. But yeah, it was definitely a fun race.
Yeah, it was
I
a
do
good
like
time.
I like the courses with a little bit more turns.
I
It's
do
a lot
too.
of fun.
Yeah, I always enjoy that.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than Monaco, because Monaco has a lot of turns, but like once the grid's set, it's so hard to change position in Monaco because there's no room.
Yeah, I think in that one the top 10 qualifiers
finished
finished
the
the
same.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
there was no overtakes. But in this one, there was a lot of it, and I mean, yeah, it's just. I think we see where, and now, yeah, this is what I wanted to get to here. Now in the standings, since Piastri and Norris finished second and third, they have climbed up in the constructors quite a bit, and they are now only 8 points behind Red Bull. And that is crazy, because you think about where they were at last year. Red Bull was dominating. McLaren's about to overtake them. And then you got Ferrari at 407. I mean, things are going to come down to the wire, and it is going to make the end of this F1 season thrilling, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 8 races left. Chad just was talking about the Constructors' Cup. You look at the drivers' standings. for the Drivers' Cup. Max Verstappen, 303 points. Lando Norris, 241. Charles Leclerc with that win now jumps up into third with 217. But Lando Norris with 8 races left, he could very easily catch Max Verstappen and win his first Drivers' Cup.
I think it's very possible.
With the way he's been driving this year, it's completely fitting.
Yeah.
Nobody else deserves it. Max Verstappen, obviously a great driver, but he is hanging on by a thread. It's clear that Red Bull, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, we were literally joking. We've said it a few times about just labeling all the races with Max Verstappen as the winner, and then just, if someone happened to beat him, just changing it. But at this point, we've had, I think,
seven races since he won.
Well, and I think 7 different winners this year, which is huge. So
it's been great. It's been an awesome
great.
season.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be boring, but it's been more fun to talk about F1 than it has since we got into it last year.
Oh, way more. Yeah, it's been great.
It has been great. And the next race,
September 15th, and it's in Qatar.
It's or Qatar or Qatar.
5 a.m. race.
The Baku City Circuit.
Gonna have to wake up early. Maybe I'll stay up all night for that one.
That's one way to do it. Dude, I thought there was another late race. I thought the Vegas race was late, but I guess not.
Are they going to Vegas this year? I thought it was just Austin.
No, the Heineken. Oh, it's at 11 p.m. Weird. It's at night. Yeah, 11 p.m.
They are going back to Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas.
Oh wow.
So that'll be a great one. But yeah, September 15th. So not this week. Next week. Yes.
Yeah.
Tune into the Qatar. It's 5 a.m. Chad's not going to be up for that one. It's an early one.
What are you talking about? I said I'm going to stay up all night.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
if you
one way
stay
to do
up,
it.
you won't get up though. You'll be up.
Yeah.
See what I did
Staying
there?
up.
Made myself right in the long run.
Well,
all right. Well, it's that time, I believe.
Let's hear the man, the myth, the legend.
Mr. John Daly. He's about to hit it hard, man.
I hit it hard, man.
Hard.
So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing.
It's a natural fact.
I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man.
Gone.
Keep taking chances, live it large.
I hit it hard. All right. Well, we did it again. We
Yep.
say the same thing at the same time. That means we've been hanging out for too long. And we need
Or
to
not
break
enough.
this friendship off. Well, we mentioned earlier that this week would be filled with a lot of San Francisco 49ers news. We had 2 big signings since the last time we recorded. Brandon Ayuk, we had Trent Williams sign. And now we had something not cool happen for them. Wasn't necessarily exciting, but man, what a badass.
Yeah, pretty John Wickish. Ricky Pearsall, the new first-round wide receiver pick for the 49ers, was involved in a shooting. It was fucking crazy. The shooting
robbery.
Yeah, it was
Armed.
a teenager actually tried robbing a Union Square. The shooting took place at 3:30 p.m. on Saturday in San Francisco's Union Square when a 17-year-old boy attempted to rob Pearsall at gunpoint, leading to a physical altercation. According to the police department, Pearsall and the suspect were struck by gunfire from the suspect's weapon, Police Chief William Scott said.
Yeah, and this is one of those things, like, a lot of information was coming out right when it happened. I heard that he, like, wrestled the gun away from the kid and was actually shot him. Then I heard that, like, a bystander wrestled the gun away, and that was when the kid got shot. Because both of them were shot. Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest. It was through and through.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, shot in the chest, no matter... That's nuts.
They
dude.
said before he was lucky that it, for one, missed his vitals, and 2, passed through the back of his chest, because then it could have been way worse.
Well, they rattle around inside of you.
And internal bleeding, yeah. It just would have been awful, so...
Yeah, and what's crazy is, like, I mean, I don't know where he was shot. There's video of him after the fact. Like, he's, like, holding his shirt on the bullet wound and, like, walking himself to the ambulance. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, what?
Yeah,
You're not
shot
even
in
on
the
a stretcher?
chest. It
And
was
then
nuts.
to find out, like, the next day he gets released from the hospital, he reports to the team facility, and he'll be ready to go week 4.
Unbelievable.
Well, probably
Not
week 5.
only
Probably
that,
week 5.
like what we talked about earlier, Trent Williams signed. Trent Williams gave a statement that he said after this Pearsall incident, he was more motivated to get back to the locker room.
Well, I mean,
you have a rookie like that's willing to go through a shooting. You got to be thinking
all over a Rolex too, man.
That's awful. Yeah, dude, it's California for you, man. It's sad.
It's getting out of control down there.
Yeah.
It's getting out of control everywhere. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. Some 17-year-old kid's life is ruined. Luckily he didn't kill anybody. Luckily he didn't get killed. But Ricky Pearsall, hats off to you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to get shot for one is nuts. To do it, walk yourself to the ambulance is a whole nother thing. But then to do it and to be back in 5 weeks after getting shot in the chest.
And pretty much save all the bystanders, too. I
Yeah.
mean, that could have been a way worse incident, but he pretty much saved everybody. I mean, you got to think as well, for the football field, as his teammates and his coach, you got to think, well, I'm not going to be worried about Pearsall getting nervous or anything like that. He's been shot and just come back to practice.
The guy is willing to die for this.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Pretty badass.
Yes.
Mr. John Wick himself, Pearsall.
Yes. Hashtag John Wick.
Hats off to you, Mr. Ricky Pearsall.
Hats off to John Daly, as always, for allowing us to make him part of the Daily Dose of Excellence.
Thank you for not
he'll
suing
be
us.
here for episode 100. So next week, tune in. John Daly will be here.
Yep.
Fingers crossed. But that brings us to the end of episode 99. Guys, next week is episode 100. I don't know what's going to happen. There could be wild things. If not, there's going to be 2 great guests.
That's right.
Make sure to
We're going to get some good whiskey.
Farzine Varsugian will be joining us, and Mr. DMAC, Mr. Darren McKee from 92.5 will be joining us for sure. We might have one other guest. We'll see. Not for sure yet, but we love you guys. Chad, I love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you
Love you.
next week. Bye-bye.